Hey everyone, I'm Melanie from Streamlined Legal, where we help law firms get the most out of their practice management software. Tonight, I want to talk to you about being persuasive. And when we think about the word persuasive, a lot of times we jump straight to things like sales, for example. A lot of salespeople can be very persuasive. And in fact, sometimes that comes with a negative connotation for some people. And then as attorneys, a lot of times we think of litigators, right? Litigators can be very persuasive as well, or at least we hope so if we've hired them to be our attorneys. So those are the kind of things that most people think about when they think about persuasion or persuasiveness. And I wanted to bring up the topic tonight because a lot of times we don't think about the other ways that our ability to persuade people can affect our lives, and in fact, our businesses specifically. One example that I like to think about, and a lot of you have probably experienced as well, when I'm raising children, when I'm talking to my kids, I need to be persuasive in a lot of situations in order to get them to comply with what I need or with what I want. And so that's a really great real life example. But even if we're talking about work, when we're talking about, if we're trying to get clients to cooperate and delivering documents or delivering information that we need in order to help them and in order to effectively represent them, then it really does help if we can be persuasive to them and get them to cooperate. Same thing if we're working with coworkers, right? It is very helpful to be persuasive so that we can get our coworkers to cooperate with being able to meet a common goal or a common deadline. And then lastly, as a business owner, right, it's also very helpful to have the ability to persuade people that are working for you to be able to meet whatever common goals you have or business goals that you have. And so I feel like persuasion, when we generally think of it as a sales technique or litigation technique, really does encompass more things in our lives than just those ideas, and can be really, really helpful and effective when we're looking at it from a business perspective. And so I wanted to share with you guys tonight something that I recently was turned on to, and that was a master class. I'm sure you've all seen the Facebook ads, the social media ads, they're everywhere, right? A while ago, I did sign up for master class when they were doing, some Memorial Day or Labor Day special or something where it was like, buy one, get one free, 50% off kind of thing. And I started watching a number of the classes. My husband particularly enjoys the poker classes, so if you're into that, please check those out. But the one that I really, really appreciated was called Persuasion, and it's by Daniel Pink. And if any of you attended the Clio conference a couple years ago, he was one of the keynote speakers. And he talks about persuasion in both a personal and a business perspective, right? And so he talks a lot about how persuasion can be not only harnessed and used, but also some very common workplace scenarios. For example, if you're an employee asking for a raise at work, right? He uses that example where it helps to be persuasive to your boss, obviously. And so I wanted to point that out to you guys because, again, I think that persuasion goes beyond sales. It goes beyond litigation. It goes to really being able to navigate your entire life easier, but especially your world in the business place. And so if you haven't checked out Masterclass, or if you haven't seen Daniel Pink's class on persuasion, I would highly, highly recommend that you go check it out. And please feel free to share with us what you learned. I know that we as a team watched it at Streamlined Legal last year and really were able to pick up a lot of great things that we were able to then put into place when working with our clients, which similarly you guys can put into place when working with your clients. So thanks for joining me tonight. I hope that this will attune you more to being able to find persuasiveness in your life as well. Thanks so much. Have a great evening.